Hi guys, today is the day I have finally managed to find time to video my TRAXXAS TRX4 Defender. Want to know exactly what I've done to my rig? Stay tuned to find out more. Welcome back guys. So as I said, I'm going to show you my TRX4 Defender. I will show you what I have done to the rig. So to start with, TRAXXAS TQI remote control that comes with the TRX4. It takes 4 AA batteries. It has got the trigger, it's got the steering wheel, high and low speed, the steering trim, the multifunction knob. So this will enable you to use, for example, if you set it to a cruise speed, you can adjust the speed slightly, which is cool. And then you can set your neutral position of the trigger. And then menu button, set buttons, and this is for your lock and unlock differential. So further left is both front and back unlocked. Middle positioned is the front wheel locked, and furthest right is locked front and back differential. But it's a fairly basic remote control, so as you can tell, I haven't really used it much. It's collecting dust in my room. And at the back you can see there's TRAXXAS Link enable, but I didn't spend the money to buy the computer chip. So as I've already changed out the ESC and the motor, so I can do the fine adjustment with my other remote control and the program card. So just to show you the remote control that I've been using, RC6GS version 2. So the version 1, I think the button is slightly different. They've altered it for revision 2, and they also include a lanyard that you can put in, the lanyard that goes around your neck, and this can kind of dangle down, which is a lot easier than having to hold the remote control all the time. This takes 6 AA batteries, or you can replace it with LiPo batteries. This is entirely up to you. It does come with a dot matrix screen, which I'll show you. So it's programmed to control my TRX4, as well as also control my other rig. So you can see this. You can see how much steering you're doing, how much throttle and brake, and it'll show you all the different channels that you press. Oops. So you can see everything on this. It shows the RPM, the battery level, etc. There's tons of settings within the remote control that you can play with. I'm sure you can find another YouTube channel that has all the breakdown that you want to see. So for now, I've used this remote control so I can adjust the throttle and brake, the steering. I use this to adjust my AVC, the active vehicle control. So you can put it to 100%, 50%, 0%, or any fine adjustments. It's entirely up to you. That I'm using it as a cruise control. So you click that and it will maintain a steady speed, and you can pre-program whatever speed you want. And I have got this analog stick for the front and rear differential, so I can individually lock and unlock, rather than the original remote control. It forced you to have both unlocked and only the front lock and both locks. So this gives me a lot more freedom. You also get the throttle trimmed, the steering trimmed, and the auxiliary button as well. And this, I'm using it as a 2-speed controller. So I clicked for fast speed, click again for slow speed. So this is really good. And I bought this specifically to control the TRX4. Okay, looking at the rig itself, you will all be familiar with the standard TRX4 tires and wheels. These come with the Defender body. It is slightly smaller than the Proline Flat Iron XL tire. So if I put them side by side, it's only slightly shorter. The width is about the same, but I like this tire a lot more because it's quite soft. It's got soft foam inside, and it will make the tire perform better, and it kind of mold into the shape on the rocks or whatever terrain that you put on. This is kind of hard, you know, even though after you break in the tires, it's still not as good as this one, in my personal opinion. Okay, just to go around the outside of the TRX4. So I've changed out the tires, I've changed out the wheels as well. These are GMade wheel. They are untreated steel, so any scratch or if you're exposed to moisture, then they will give you the rust effect. And then at the front, I have changed out to the GPM full metal crash guard. The original ones, I will show you. It is this one, is soft plastic, and it comes with a fake winch which just have a sticker on it. It's all hollow. So what else have I done? So I've added a Fastrax winch. So this is controlled by a remote control like this one. So you can click A to unwind it and B to wind it back. It's really handy. You can also program it to have that function on your remote control as well. If your remote control does come with additional channel, like 5 channels, 6 channels, 7 channels, so you can program that as well. So that is a Fastrax winch. I have a winch hook, which is by Warned, and it comes with a tag as well, which is quite cool. So the front bumper itself, I have changed it to the aluminum D-ring or shackles. The original one that comes with the plastic bumper is the plastic D-rings. They're not very strong and they don't look very nice either. So, you know, it's worth changing them out. They're quite cheap anyway. And then the front, as you can see, I've changed out the headlights to LEDs, and I've also put in a GPM light guard. So, you know, when you go rock crawling, if for whatever reason you fall from height, then, you know, that would protect you from damaging the LED lights itself. They're quite expensive, so better to protect them. What else? So the front, I have changed out the Defender sticker. The original sticker is just a flat plastic decal. This one is a chrome color, kind of 3D Defender sticker. So it comes like this, which is really nice, very, very shiny. I have one at the back as well. Let me show you. There you go, it said Defender at the front and Land Rover at the back. Okay, so on the bonnet, I have put in the diamond plate. So this is all metal. It does take a while to drill out the holes to fit in the tiny little bolts. Let me zoom in to show you. There you go, there's a lot of bolts there. So I've done that. I've put in the Defender decal. I've also added 2 rifles at the front. I still need to drill 2 holes for the windscreen wiper, but I'm not sure if that is already in the way, so I will decide whether I'm going to do it or not. If not, I shall leave it. It looks quite cool with the 2 rifles there. And then on the left hand side, I have changed out the snorkel kit. So the standard one, if I can find it, it looks like this. Just semi-soft plastic, doesn't have much details on it. So I have changed it out to a Yar Racing one, and this is a lot softer, so you don't have to worry about bending and breaking it when you're out trailing. It also comes with a metal mesh, so it's quite cool. I've got a spare one that I can show you. So this is the code and the name from Yar Racing, and this is what inside the pack. Apart from the snorkel body, you will be able to replace that. So you see the bracket, and then you have the mesh, a washer, and the snorkel itself, and a metal ring. Then on top, I've added the official TRAXXAS light bar, so that comes with the headlight as well, and the rear lights, which I'll show you in a minute. On the side, I am sticking with the original side mirror, but I have put in a shiny mirror sticker, as you can see. So you can see the true reflection, rather than just a kitchen foil or the standard decal, which is grey color. It's not very nice. I haven't changed out the door handle because I don't like the 3D handle. They're a bit flimsy. If you get caught on the rock, they kind of get pulled out quite easily. Then on the rear windows, I have installed the Defender mesh, as you can see. I've got on the rear windows as well, all 3 of them at the back, and also the rear left as well. I have also included an axe. I've got a metal shuffle, the sand plate. These are all standard that came with the TRX. I haven't changed them. The rear bumper, I've changed them to a full metal one with the aluminum D-rings as well. Let me find it. So the rear bumper, also by GPM, you can see the logo there. It does come with a tow hook, which is that one. It's fairly basic. I don't like it, so I have found a replacement one which has more details and moving parts. It's quite nice. You can get them from your local hobby store, or I bought them from Amazon. It's pretty cool. Jerry can, spare tires, all standard. Then on this side, I've also changed out the mirror, so that's real mirror. I've got another smaller shuffle here attached to the crash guard. On the top, it's probably easier if I remove the Defender body to show you, so I don't have to lift the rig. It's quite heavy. So on the top of my Defender roof rack, I have the original plastic pottle axle with the main axle. So I've got the front one and the back one as well. I have kind of made my own rug, and that is a spare jerry can, and that's about it. I try not to add too much weight on the roof because the Defender body is already quite heavy, And if I put more parts on the roof rack, then it's kind of top heavy. I don't want that. And I also add in a elastic mesh to keep everything in place. So if I do fall, then everything is still keep in one place. And inside you will see I have, as I mentioned before, I've got this official TRAXXAS headlights. It comes with rock light for all 4 wheels. All of this. And I've done the internal wiring, which I've tried to tie it with duct tape. And then you have the rear brake light, the brake indicator as well. And that is for the roof light bar. So that's my Defender body. So I'll just put it away for now. Okay, so the actual body, which I've done most of the modification. First of all, you can see the rock slider. I have put in a KYX brand rock slider. Most of the parts on my rig, they are either by GPM or KYX. I just like the parts. They are very detailed and fairly good quality. GPM front bumper. That's a brass bumper mount to the chassis to add some weight. I have got a crash guard at the front. And as I said, this is a real winch, so I had it all wired. Then I've changed out the servo. The standard TRAXXAS servo, I think, is like 9 to 11 kilo. It's quite weak, especially now when I've done the metal conversion, which I've got a lot of brass parts. I definitely need a much stronger servo, so I have put in a 25 kilo servo. This is by Power HD, and it's waterproof. This is a really good servo, really strong. And then you have the tower mount to mount your Defender body. So the standard ones look like this. They are plastic, and I can show you they are very soft. So it gives a lot of flex, which I don't like. With these ones that I have replaced, they are aluminum main body with carbon fiber panel. So it adds a lot of stiffness to the actual body, and it's front and back. So that's the rear one. Main body is aluminum, and then you have carbon fiber panels. And this one is by KYX as well, both front and back. I don't think the front one has a name, but they comes in a set and is by KYX. It's really good quality. I have added so much metal parts, so the whole chassis, it doesn't twist at all. There's no flex, it's rigid, and that's what I like about it. And then, as you can see, I have changed out to a HobbyWing Fusion QuicRun motor. This is really good motor, very high torque, quite fast as well if you run on 3S. I have got a 2S at the moment because I like the slow crawling. I don't need 3S. And this also gives you the constant running speed. So you can set it on cruise, and then it doesn't stall even though when you're climbing up a rock or going uphill. So I would strongly recommend getting one of these motors. It will make a massive difference to your rig. I've already mentioned I've got the KYX rock slider. This is the compartment to put in the BSC or an ESC. So previously, when I run the steering servo and the lighting kit, I needed to put in a additional BSC to get everything working. But I have that removed now because I just don't need that. So this is the standard TRAXXAS XL5 ESC and the standard Titan 21 turn 550 motor. So I've taken that out because I've upgraded to the HobbyWing motor. With the lighting modules, you will need to buy one of these. So your light bar, front light, back light, they're all plugged into this, and then this goes into your receiver to get power. Previously this was going into the BSC, but I don't use this because I have actually blown this lighting modules, because previously I have wired one of these to my lighting kit, so it enabled me to control it on and off, but I kept flicking to the wrong side of the button and it just short circuits it, and then you see smoke coming out from the lighting module. So this is now busted, and I had a new one fitted here. That's brand new and it's working. With the winch control, just want to go back to that. I currently have the remote control. I haven't managed to program it to do it on my remote control as yet, but I will do when I have a bit of time. Need to, change some of the settings on the actual remote control, the transmitter, not this remote control, this work. Alternatively, you can also get one of these switch. So you can click once to unwind your winch, click to stop, click again to wind it back. But I don't prefer this, as I always have to, take the body out to click the button, which is not ideal. Having remote control is a lot better. Okay, I previously have the mud flap. The rear ones, I've already taken it out and I fitted on my GMade Komodo. These ones are for the front. I had them on previously, left and right, but because I changed out to the KYX aluminum rock slider, so it doesn't have the same profile as the standard plastic one, because you need the thicker plastic to compress that bit of plastic to hold it in place. With this aluminum one has got lower profile, so this doesn't fit tightly. It does fit, but it moves a bit and I don't like it, so I just left them out. I probably will try and fit it on another rig if possible. Then something that I have changed out before, underneath the steering servo, I now have the aluminum one to add the stiffness to the overall chassis. The previous one is the plastic one. It's not that good, because even that, it has some flex. And I previously had another KYX servo mount, but this, as I mentioned in my previous video, this is kind of blocking my new motor being able to fit in horizontally. So because the motor is a bit longer, or maybe just the bracket here is not made the same way as the standard one, so there's not enough clearance to have this underneath the steering servo and also give enough space for the motor. So I have to take this out, even though I really like the color, but I have now changed it to a black aluminum one. So I've got a spare KYX, and the standard plastic one that I don't use. And then at the back, you will see I've also changed out to a red aluminum chassis plate. The standard one is plastic, which doesn't give you that much stiffness, if that makes sense. So I changed that to a stainless steel one. I also have the KYX bumper mount, that is aluminium, to go with the GPM metal bumper, which is very nice. Okay, so what else have I done on the rig? The underside, let me show you quickly. I have added the KYX stainless steel kind of like a sump cover. I've got front and back crash guard, stainless steel as well. The drive shaft, they are KYX as well, front and back. Very sturdy. I really like this. I much prefer this than the original plastic ones. It looks nicer as well. There's also the lower links mount. I've changed them to red aluminum, same as the rear. I've changed them to red color as well. And these ones are, as you can see, they are KYX as well. Very good quality. And then you can see on the bottom cup of the shocks, I've changed them to brass as well, both front and both back. They're brass, so you add a lot more lower weight. And to the suspension itself, these are standard shocks from TRAXXAS. I haven't changed them. What I've changed is the actual spring. The original springs are, let me find it. There they are. So these are the original ones that come with the TRX4. There's one set that has no color at all. It's just plain. And then the other set has got green markings. And I replaced them with TRAXXAS 8045, which is spring shock natural finish GTS 0.61 rate blue stripes. So that's them. I've changed. So these are firmer spring because I've added a lot of weight, and all the lighting kit and the headlights, shield, and you know the diamond plate on the bonnet, they all add weight to the body, so I have to change them out to a stronger springs. All four, they are identical. They're all with blue tips. Then, as you can see, I have changed the steering knuckle. The C-hub, they're all brassed. The pumpkin cover or differential cover, they're all brass. The differential cover is by KYX, so this is brassed. The main axle also by KYX. This is I don't know what exactly it is, but it's really heavy, some form of metal. The steering knuckle and the C-hub, they are also brass, and they are made by Fastrax, both left and right. They're very heavy parts, which I like. The rear axle, again, I've got brass KYX differential cover with KYX axle. The rear knuckle portal cover, both front and back, they are all brass as well. So it adds a lot of weight on four corners. Right. In terms of the main body, as I said, I've the 25 kilo Servo. I've got the aluminium and carbon fiber tower, front and back. Then I've got the HobbyWing motor. I'm running a 2S at the moment. This receiver box is a slightly higher profile one. The previous one is a bit lower, and you can only run cable from the bottom plate. Whereas this one, there are two ways. I can run the cable from underneath or from the top cover as well. So give me a lot more freedom, because there's a lot of cables going in and out, and I don't think they were all crammed at the bottom case. So it's good to have an extendable one. Inside I have the RC6GS receiver. It's a 7-channel receiver, and it also comes with gyro, and it also have the battery telemetry included. And this receiver has got 2 antennas. So one comes out there, the gray one, and it comes out to the original kind of plastic cover, and then the second one runs up here, which is loose. You have to keep them like a 90-degree angle to get the best range. I'm still running the standard TRAXXAS micro servo. So this is to control the front lock differential, and that is control the rear lock differential. And that one is to change the low speed and high speed. And I've got the main button to control the fusion motor. I've got the receiver box for the winch, so that will receive the signal when I press the button on the remote control. I've already pointed out there's a lighting modules there that I've burnt twice previously, and this is my third one. Hopefully I won't need to replace it again. And as you can see, there's a lot of cables running with adapters from Dean's to different plug to Tamiya plug. Yeah, I'll try and tidy that a little bit, but there's just so much going on there. It's quite difficult to keep the cabling tidy, because everything comes with different plugs, and I haven't bothered to change out the plug to one standard type. So with the front and rear lock differential, there is a differential cable or the cable that connects to the differential mechanism to the micro servo. You can buy spare ones just in case if they snapped or they bent or whatever reason you damaged them. It's quite easy to replace. You can buy the replacement part. Let me show you. So it's TRAXXAS 8284 and 8283. This front and back, I believe they are different length. So that's the rear one, 8284. It's rear, 8283 is for the front. So I just kept them as spares, because I don't know, one day they might fail on me, and then I will be able to replace them straight away. What else is there to show you? I have got a lot of spare parts, but before that, in order for you to do all the modification to the TRX4 or any rig, you need to get yourself a set of screwdrivers or Allen keys driver. So my set come in the 4 main sizes. Very handy to have. I'm really happy with them. I had them for quite a long time now, and I'm still using them. And any other smaller ones, then I've got a different set of Allen keys that can go lower or smaller than 1.5 mils, and I've got some that go more than 3 mils as well. It's good to have file set as well. If you want to make tiny little holes, you can use this, or if you want to make any modification to the chassis, it's good to have a set of files. They're quite cheap to pick up as well. So I'm just looking at the main plug for the HobbyWing Fusion motor. You can program it to however you like. The motor comes with a program card that you can put out that bit of plastic, plug the cable in, and then you can do all the fine adjustment. You can do the RPM or throttle matching. So this is the one I was telling you. Sometimes, or with the original motor, TRAXXAS motor, if you try to go over a bump or a hill, if you don't give it enough throttle, then it will stall. Whereas this, it gives you the option, if you don't want it, you can disable it. If you enable it, the motor will maintain the constant speed to drive over the obstacle, which is really cool. I always have that on. LiPo, you can pick it to either run 2S or 3S, or let it pick itself, set it to auto. There's a cutoff voltage in case you kind of overdrain your batteries, so it's good to have it on. The thermal protection, so it sends the temperature of the motor, so if you are putting the motor under a lot of stress, it might burn out, so you can have that alarm set on to warn you to, you know, stop your vehicle and let the motor cool. Motor rotation, you can set it either to run counterclockwise or clockwise. BEC voltage, you can set to 6 volt or 7.5 volt. Drag brake force, you can set it to all different levels, whichever one that suits you. Drag brake rate, you can set it from level 1 to level 9, whichever you like. So you can play around with all of those settings. And then the maximum reverse force. So when you pull the trigger or push the trigger, then you can have it either have the brake applying 25%, 50, 75 or 100% full brake. So it's very customizable and it's really cool to have one of these. With the receiver I was telling you, I have one of these installed. So they are from RadioLink. This one is R6FG version 3. So this one comes with a gyro. You can get the one without, which is R6F, but I would recommend to get a gyro. You can always disable it. It's quite cheap to pick up as well. Just want to show you, this is the standard receiver cover plate. So it's a lower profile one compared to the one I have there, which is much higher profile in comparison. These are the standard kind of light cover that come with the Defender, but I've changed mine to LED, so I'm just keeping that as spares. I don't think I'll ever refitted them to my rig, but I'm just keeping them. Apart from, if you remember, on my Defender body on the roof rack, I've got a set of front and back axle with the portal cover. I also have another spare. I bought these when the rig was new as spare, but I'm just keeping them. They're still brand new. And these are the side rocks slider. So these are the original one, the plastic one, and it's got higher profile compared to the one I have now, which is really thin. So I'm keeping that as spare parts as well. And that is the TRAXXAS BEC that I had previously, but I don't need that any longer because I've changed out the motor that comes with its own ESC. So this becomes redundant. So I'm just keeping that as spares. I might fit it to my other TRX Sports. I don't know, haven't decided yet. I'm just keeping a lot of spare parts. Okay, and then this one is the spare brass steering knuckle that I have taken out because that screw doesn't go in perfectly. So I have asked the supplier to send me a new one. So I've got this as spare as well. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. Inside the front and rear axle, I have upgraded to the TRAXXAS performance parts. So these are the original ones that I took out from my Defender. The new ones are chromoly's. They are a lot stronger. As you can tell, one of the portal gear is missing because that has completely stripped. I don't know how, but it was a mess. I have to take out the portal cover, clean it, re-grease it before I put in the new chromoly version. So I'm keeping the original one as spare parts, but not like the new one is going to break. But yeah, I'm just keeping them. I don't want to throw them away. It seems such a waste. I just want to show you some of the spare parts that I have collected for my TRX4. So these, the grey ones, are the D-rings that came with the Defender. I'll show you. So they're like that, plastic. And the standard plastic servo horn, not very strong, so I've changed them to, or I changed it to aluminium straight away. Just a lot of spare screws. And then I have these ones. So this is the standard drive shaft from the TRX4, which I've taken out. And the bottom link brackets, they're all there. Actually, this one is the servo horn that came with the TRX4, not the last one. So it looks like that. And that's what connect to your wheels. So these are the standard ones. I changed them to brass, which add a bit more weight to the rig, keeping them as spares. These ones are the other Beadlock wheels that I've shown in my other video, and this is the cover plate to cover the center lock nuts. Yeah, I'm keeping a lot of screws and removed parts from my TRX4 because you never know, I might need them one day. And then some spare washers. Don't know when I'm going to need them, but it's handy to have. And then I've got spare black aluminum D-rings as well, and red ones. I think the last thing that I want to show is the inside the shocks. Apart from I've changed out to the ring, sorry, not ring, the suspension spring to the blue version. I've also changed out the oil inside the suspension as well. So I've got two different ones, 60 weight and 80 weight. I remember I've put in 80 weight for the rear shocks and 60 weight at the front. It's good to have them. As you can see, when I compress the suspension, it doesn't bounce back straight away. It's a slow rebound, which is what I preferred. That's about it, guys. I'm sure I've shown you pretty much everything that I have done to my rig. I might have missed out a few points. I can't remember, but I think I will try and take some footage of the crawler in action. But at the moment we are in lockdown, so we're not allowed to, really leave the house. So I'll probably try and put some boxes on a table and then try and maneuver the rig on a different surface. And I can also show you why I like this Fusion 2-in-1 motor so much, because you can maintain the very, very low speed with the constant torque going around the four wheels, so the car doesn't stall. I'll show you in the next running video. So bear with me until I find time to take another video. But for now, that's about it. I just want to show you, all the modification I've done to my rig. It is really, really heavy. I have taken the measurement earlier. My rig, including the battery and the Defender body and all the light kits and stuff, it weighed just over 5 kilo. The standard TRX4 that came in the box, it weighs about 3.3 to 3.4 kilos. I can't remember the exact number, but I have added a lot more weight to my Defender, and it's quite heavy to lift. Yeah, so I hope you like my modification to the TRX4. Do let me know whether you think there's something else that I can change out or to modify to improve the TRX4, or if there's anything that you think I shouldn't have done the modification and it's better off to keep the original parts, then do comment in the comment box below to let me know your comment. It will be much appreciated. For now, I think that's about it. I will try and find time to take the action video of the rig, as well as my other rock wallets if possible. So until then, have fun with your RC, take care and be safe. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.